Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's continue with this 3-month series for boy groups, and I wanted to do this tarot reading and dedicate this to the Stray Kids rap line. I believe their name is Third or 3Racha. So I wanted to read for them. I don't know why, but I was inspired, and I wanted to, instead of reading for the usual members, I wanted to see how the rap line is doing. I know they are in charge of a lot of the creative process, and they write the lyrics. So let's see a bit what they have available for the next 3 months. And I was actually a bit like drawn to do this reading because I believe the last member that I read for was for Han, and Han was feeling a bit like he really wanted to connect more with the members, or probably like he felt like they were like away from each other, you know, like they were separated because of different responsibilities, because of different circumstances, or business or issues that they had to attend in their lives as individuals. So, but he wanted to get closer to them. He wanted things to be as they used to, where they used to probably spend more time together. So let's see how the rap line of Stray Kids is doing. They got the card of the Strength, the Nine of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Ten of Swords. So yes, a lot of swords. And I do apologize for the second picture of this spread, because I don't know, probably you already saw it, that it shows, I believe it's a rat. It's a rat that it's like open wide their body, and their body is like everything. It's like on the outside. It's gross, I know this, but this card is a representation of cruelty. Actually, this card is called Cruelty in this deck, that represents the Nine of Swords. So let's see in how this plays in this reading. Starting off, they start with the Strength card. So definitely they do start strong. I believe that they do have a communication. There's a lot of swords here, so they do have communication. They are thinking about work. They are thinking about making their bond stronger when it comes to working, and when it comes to being professional and keep creating something together. I know that they haven't stopped working. This year had been pretty busy for Stray Kids in general, but I think that when we think about the rap line, probably they want to become braver. They want to like organize their matters so they can defend. Probably they do have a project in mind that somehow they feel like they need to protect this, and they need to like show it to others or present it to the company, but with a sort of pride. You know, I think that they are not the same guys that they were a year ago. You know, we people, we are always in constant changing. We're always transforming ourselves, and I think that there's something about Stray Kids that they have been evolving. They have been like in contact with more opportunities, so they do have a sort of pride for their work. They probably also got during the Kingdom era, they probably got a lot of like praise, you know, being praised a lot, being congratulated a lot, being recognized. And actually this felt really good for them. And I feel like they want to keep having those experiences, you know, those exciting experiences where they feel like, oh, like people that actually do not know me that much, they come to me and they congratulate me, or they wish me well, or they want to get to know me, or they want to contact me, or they like the way I work or the way I perform. So I think that it opened a lot of awareness for them, you know, to know their value. I think that they had always been really hardworking, but they never got like a proper feedback. And somehow, because of Kingdom, they did get it, and they got it from people that probably they do admire a lot. So then the card that it's the gross one, the card, especially for me, since I do not like, I have like a phobia for rats, so I see in this card it's a bit like, oh, too much for me. But well, this deck is very meaningful, it's very special, so I have to connect with the message anyways. And this card is the Nine of Swords. So definitely I think that they had been through moments where they felt like people were cruel to them. Like, I don't know why, but suddenly it has to do with the internet, you know, because we're talking about the Nine of Swords. So probably, I don't know if all the members, or we are talking here about the 3Racha, or the 3Racha, I don't know how to pronounce this. But I think that they did have moments where they felt like people were really cruel to them, especially on the internet. I don't know if something happened about their creation, or being criticized, or people talking online, or people making mean comments. But here with the card of cruelty, definitely is showing me that they are recovering from this. You know, they are recovering from seeing they always had like, they always were able to receive love from the fans, you know, but at the same time they cannot escape that there were a lot of criticism back then as well. So since I believe that they are very perfectionist themselves, so they cannot let go of thinking about the critics that they got in the past. Somehow it hurt them a lot. And probably, I don't know if maybe in their lyrics they do talk about this. I don't know if probably they do mention about people like being cruel to them, or people like disrespecting them, or looking down on them, or something like that. Like, but I think that definitely it's something that doesn't leave their minds, you know. It's like a sour memory, you know. It's not a comfortable feeling. But thank God, this card, the card of cruelty, is surrounded by the Strength card, and then the other card, it's the Seven of Wands. There is the card of bravery. This is why you can see firemen here, like going towards to put out the fire, because actually, if being a fireman, being a firefighter, you do need to be brave. You do need to have this sort of like, okay, like, I know I have a lot of things that are obstacles, but I'm going to be brave and I'm going to face them. So definitely they, even though they do remember the cruelty, somehow they are not this weak or this impressionable people anymore. You know, they are very mature. They are connecting with bravery. They are connecting with action. I think that they are, okay, we are going to use this cruelty, or these cruel people that had like been rude to us in the past, and let's use this as inspiration to rise up and to be and probably to use it in the lyrics, you know, to be inspired, you know, and to talk about subjects that are not very comfortable for people to talk about, but that they need to be acknowledged. You know, probably I haven't heard any of their creations. Probably I should, but I think that probably their lyrics, or the way they deliver the rap, the way they express themselves is very aggressive. You know, it seems like they are like answering to someone, you know, like sending a message to someone, you know, like being like, okay, I'm braver now, I'm facing my demons right now, I'm not afraid of you anymore, something like this. So it's actually very encouraging. I definitely admire this. And then we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess, definitely, it's very beautiful major arcana. I love that in this deck is represented by this female sitting with her legs crossed. And she is like, she has in front of her tarot cards. So here the High Priestess is represented by the tarot reader. That is what I do. So definitely, I think that what is showing them is asking them that in these 3 months, if they do gather to create something, that they do it from using their intuition. You know, I think that intuition and a lot of a lot of awareness, like doing some soul searching, like focusing on the self, like connecting with themselves, with their inner world, with what's going on inside themselves. I think that they can truly work some magic here if we combine this with their talent, of course. But I think that is telling me that they do need to use and connect with their intuition, that somehow the words that they are looking for or the inspiration that they're looking for to finish some kind of work or some kind of project that they have in mind, it's that the answers are in the unconscious, in connecting with the wisdom that they have inside. Probably they are very intuitive people, and I think that they need to connect more with themselves. They need to connect more. They need to have these moments that probably do some meditation, do some journaling. Of course, I know that they write, but slow down. Do not write from the rush of writing, from being like, oh, I have to get this done in 3 days, so I'm going to come out with any word, like anything is okay. No, connect with art, connect with inspiration, let yourself be inspired. And for you to be inspired, you need to be connected to the here and now. You need to be connected with yourself. You need to be connected with gratitude. You need to be connected with what's going on inside of you. So they probably need to do some self-reflection a lot. And I think that these guys have a lot of energy, and they have, this year is not over yet, and they had done a lot. So probably they are a bit exhausted. And also there's a bit of adrenaline rush, like they feel a bit like, still a bit like, with that excitement inside of them, with that adrenaline inside of them, that they need to calm down in order to connect with inspiration, because inspiration is not going to come unless they connect with themselves and unless they slow down a bit. And then, well, we have the Ten of Swords. That is a card of destruction. In this deck, it represents destruction. So it means that definitely they need to distract. They need to get rid of all pattern of behavior and all pattern of thoughts. I think that they need to get rid of the way they had been doing things, probably like connecting with a more like gentle side of themselves. Because if we think about the High Priestess represents the sacred feminine. So I think that they definitely need to connect a bit more with their feminine side. Not writing lyrics from anger or from I'm sorry, or from like aggressiveness, like writing to attack. I think that they need to connect more with emotions. They need to connect more with what's going on with them, with their existence. Probably like wondering or doing some existential kind of questions, or being. I know that I don't know if maybe they ever talked about this, but I think that they definitely need to touch or cover a topic that they had never done before, because they are evolving. You know, their art, the way they create, it's evolving. They are no longer the same people. And I think that this is also something that I think that when I read for Han, I sensed that Han was a bit worried about this. You know, like he sensed that the members are changing, that their priorities are very different. Probably they have much more opportunities than what they had back then. So he worries that actually fame will change them. But I don't think this is going to happen. I think that this is more about owning their talents, you know, and being like, okay, yes, we know and we recognize that we are good at what we do, that we have a strong base of fans that love us and that they love what we do. So we need to keep our heads high. You know, we do not hide anymore. We do not wait for confirmations or for permission anymore. We are the ones that break the rules, or we are the ones that make the rules. This is why the Ten of Swords is here, you know, is to remind them that through a distraction, they have the ability or the possibility to start all over and to actually create something different. So I believe that they do have a lot of influence, and they are slowly getting in contact with what it means to be someone of influence. You know, obviously they need to be careful about what they write. They need to review a lot the lyrics. You know, they need to take care, not only take care of grammar, they need to take care about every little detail. You know, do not give the haters something to talk about, you know, because I see a lot of swords here. So they definitely need to review the lyrics a lot. You know, I know that, of course, that rapping, it's a way of expression, so they are free to talk about whatever matter they would want to address. But at the same time, let's not provoke people that can have the possibility to, quote unquote, misunderstood what you mean in the lyrics, you know, because people are being very sensitive. People of other fandoms are being extra picky about, you know, accusations about, oh, who did this, who was offensive, who wasn't, you know. So I think that they definitely need to check very wisely, you know, every move, what you mean by this, you know. Do not do a very complex, like, wordplay, because actually people will get triggered, you know, because actually the audience, and this I mentioned in other tarot readings, the audience is going to get pretty intense next year as well. So, you know, there will be a lot of instances of idols or groups being accused of something. So let's better, you know, like, be wise, you know, like, think about what are you going to write about, you know. This is why I think that the High Priestess is here in the middle, you know, because it's all about, you know, concentrating your energy and the power of your words to, yes, to talk about, you know, you know, to break the mold, or to break the stereotypes, and somehow to talk about serious stuff, or probably something that you want to talk about, or I don't know, a sensitive subject that you want to talk about, and be a bit edgier, you know, and being honest at the same time in your craft and in your art, but at the same time be sensitive, you know, be mindful, be magical with your words, connect with the feminine side, be softer. If you're going to attack with elegance in your words. You know, select your words carefully. Do not give room for people to manipulate the meaning or the words. And then the card that I pulled from the Oracle of Connected and Free, it's the card of high flying. And it's beautiful because it shows like the fly of a butterfly, that the butterfly always means transformation. So, and high flying, it's also about success. You know, it's also about you owning your success. It's what I was talking about earlier. You know, it's about you, like you allowing yourself to feel, you know, the comfort of flying high, you know, and being like, yes, I deserve this. I deserve good things happening to me. I deserve to be praised. I deserve to feel good about my creations. So they definitely need to loosen up a bit, you know. I don't know, probably, like I mentioned before, there was someone that gave them a very, like, not very nice feedback to them. So somehow they kept creating, they kept working, but they had those like negative words or feedback in their back of their heads, you know. So sometimes they did doubt their talent, you know, to write music because of these people that advised them the wrong way. But now they are in a different stage in their career, so they have the possibility to be much more successful than they already are. So they should obviously take a moment to continue connecting with creativity, because it's where they belong, and also to connect with the pride of knowing that they are creators and that that they do create beautiful things, you know, because also the butterfly indicates beauty. You know, the beauty of being inspired, and also in the inspiration and in the process of creation, they will find the freedom that they are looking for. So they should like honor this high flying, you know, this, allow yourself to fly really high because you deserve it. So yes, guys, this is all I have for them. I will see you in the next video. Bye.